Alright guys, thanks for coming to Flatfest. Welcome, Flatfest 2020. My name is Gene Macklewitz, and I want to introduce our first guest here. You know, people in the media, they don't give us the time. They don't pay attention. But a change is coming, and a new knowledge revolution is upon us. So I'd like to introduce our first guest, a friend in the media, and he's also my uncle. You may know him if you listen to the Bell Howard Show. It's Bell Howard.
Gene, come here. What is this? It's Flatfest 2020. Yeah, I know, but is a Flat Earth convention? Flatfest, I thought it was a diet convention. I have a whole speech prepared about sit-ups. Uncle Bell, can you just go talk to these people, please? All right.
My name is Bell Howard. You know what? Thanks for having me to Flatfest 2020. Gene is that's right, he's my nephew. You know, Gene goes through a lot of phases. He doesn't always... I've got some notes here, but you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna riff. You know, I usually just riff on air, so I'm gonna riff now because, you know, that's the real me. I was gonna tell you guys about health because, I mean, gravity. I know you don't believe in gravity, but without gravity, we couldn't stay in shape. Because the astronauts, if they stay up there too long, they get fat.
There's no such thing as space.
And do sit-ups.
Space is fake.
You know what's better than sit-ups, though, is dieting. And that was the topic of my speech today. It was dieting is better than sit-ups, but I guess that's out the window now.
You suck.
You know, I did see one point that kind of made sense. A flat person who believed the earth is flat said to me, you know, if the earth is spinning and you jump in the air, why don't you land in a different place? Or if you're flying in a helicopter, why don't you just go above the ground and watch the earth spin underneath you? I thought that's a good point. I mean, what a great business idea. If I got a helicopter, if I could purchase one or get the money together to get one, I could charge for some really crazy rides. You just get in the helicopter, you fly up above the air, and you just see the earth spin underneath you, and you go, hey, look, there's the Pacific Ocean. All right, now look, there's Japan, China. Where do you want to get off? You know, and I also have a parachute thing, and there's a little bit of training before that. I don't just, go in blind and give people the, parachute and say, okay, here's your stop. But anyway, that doesn't happen, obviously. So I guess you could make a case in that sense. Also,
Bill Howard Show.
Broadcasting live from a sea of technocratic nonsense on an island of freedom. It's the Bell Howard Show. And now, here's your host, Bell Howard. Bell Howard. Swim ashore, people. Row your lifeboat ashore. Don't stand up, though, until the boat is safely docked. Welcome to Freedom Island. We've got free food. We've got free expression, free ideas, and free coffee, but not free love.
because love is actually very expensive. I should know. I'm in my third marriage. And it takes money. It takes, but more than that, it takes courage. Welcome to the Bell Howard Show. I'm Bell Howard. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard me speaking at Flatfest 2020. Not my most shining moment. Bit of embarrassing, but I think I actually connected with those people. They believe the Earth is flat. There's no such thing as gravity, and space is. I don't know what space is to them. I think it's kind of a giant movie set, like it's a big studio movie set on the lot of the, Warner Brothers studio. And they don't believe in that stuff. So I didn't know that, though. And here's another example of me not checking. I don't have the internet in my pocket like most people do, because I refuse to have a smartphone. I don't want to stick my face in that thing every day. But sometimes I think, gosh, I should have checked. I should have done a quick check and check this out, because I thought Flatfest was for people who want to go somewhere and feel comfortable doing sit-ups in front of other people. Because I know I'm gym shy. That's why I don't join a gym. I'm gym shy. Anyway, so I get up there. But here's the thing. I think I connected with them. A little bit. I think I was able to connect. And that's the thing. Wherever you are, whoever you're talking to, doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on a different side. It doesn't matter. You try to connect. Somehow, you find a commonality between what you believe and what they believe. And there's a bridge there somewhere. You got to find it. And that's the secret. And that's what's missing, I think, in today's public landscape. People don't find commonalities. They just find divisions, and then they shut people off and they stay in their box. They don't try to reach out. And so we see the fires of political division burning in our streets every night. The round earthers and the flat earthers, they won't come together. They don't trust each other. And so that's disappointing. So I made a mistake. I made a snafu, a gaffe, faux pas. And it wasn't the first time. Unfortunately, this week, we made another big faux pas, but it actually turned into a very interesting and mind-bending experience. Everybody knows Joe Rogan. He's the most famous podcaster on the planet. And he does these long-form podcasts. He talks to people for a long time. And he's a rock star now. And I thought I got a message from Joe Rogan. I thought I was going to go on the Joe Rogan Experience. And I thought, this is it. This is the big time. And but I didn't do my due diligence. And Wes, you didn't do your due diligence, you dingleberry. So we get these messages. We're going back and forth. And I know that Joe Rogan moved out of California to where I didn't know at the time. So I got a message. It said, meet me down in Mexico. I thought, this is going to be great. This is going to be a life-changing experience. And so I'm going to go to Mexico. And I love Mexico. I've been down there many times. It can get dangerous, but that's part of the fun. I was staying in Cabo one time in a bungalow, and some guy broke in, and, he was looking for my safe space. When I woke up and I found him, and he found me, and we sort of laughed about it. You just got to get into the spirit of these things. So anyway, I go down there, and it turned out it wasn't Joe Rogan. It was another podcaster from Mexico who happens to be very famous in his country. And we had a we had a great time. We did a 16-hour podcast. 16 hours. I mean, hats off. I said, "You're going to cut this down, right?" He said, No, we don't cut it down. We just put it all out there. I said, respect. I can do 3-4 max, and then I have to take a 8-hour nap. So I had a great time, and I got to set this up. We're going to play a clip from that show, but I got to set it up because I'm on this diet recently, and you might hear my stomach kind of grumbling now and then, and it's called the simple food diet. I only eat foods I can find in nature, and I eat them as is. I don't cook them. I don't salt them. You know, if I need minerals, and I know I suck on a rock, leaves, insects, etc. I just, on my way to the studio, that's when I have breakfast. I forage, and nothing with, basically nothing with preservatives or additives or superlatives. That's not the word. No bipeds, just quadrupeds. In other words, no birds. Birds always have the craziest diseases. So anyway, so I'm not eating. When I get down to Mexico, I thought this is the worst idea ever because I'm surrounded by delicious food. And I'm going crazy. So I had to eat. I found this plant. It was kind of a bluish plant. And I ate it. And it turned out it had some sort of medicinal properties that shamans use in certain rituals. And so the experience was an experience. It was a amazing experience. And so anyway, here's the clip from that show. This is me not on the Joe Rogan Experience.
The Jose Rogane Experience.
Hey, man, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you. It's good to see you too, Jose. Thanks for having me. You're like the #1 English-speaking political podcast in Mexico. Well, that's an honor, and I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me. The people of Mexico show me such hospitality. I love the food. Unfortunately, I'm unable to eat anything today. Yeah, I noticed. I heard your stomach rumbling. What is that about, man? You can't eat today? What kind of diet is it? It's called the natural food. It's called the simple diet, and I just eat simple foods. Plants, live animals. They have to be live. Insects, bark, tree stuff that falls from trees. So no cooking. You can't even eat this. You can't even sample the delicious food from Mexico. There's so much around here, man. I mean, have you ever tried ayahuasca? I don't try anything like that. I know you're into some hallucinogenics and things like that, but I mean, I can't really do that. I've got strangers talking to me all the time in my head, and so I just, I converse with them. I don't need to get high. So anyway, I can only eat simple foods. I found an interesting cactus on the way here, and I just sort of started nibbling on it. It was kind of blue. That is what the little kids eat that sell it chicle. That's what they eat to stifle their hunger pains. Well, it seems to work. It stifled my hunger pains because, but you have this sort of film of sweat. It's kind of blue. It's all over your face and your mustache. I have blue sweat on my mustache. Wow. So anyway, what's going on with the left, man? They're crazy. Yeah, I know. I mean, left-wingers, they're throwing rocks and stuff. Yep, throwing rocks. I've never seen the left so crazy. When I was a kid, the left was all about peace and freedom, and I was like, cool, I can jive with that. But these days, I mean, it's like a circus, but the clowns aren't getting paid and they start, throwing their own feces at the audience instead of the monkeys.
The clowns have become the monkeys.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I hear you. Have you ever tried
Peyote?
peyote? No. Rice and beans? Rice. I'm not up with the lingo. Is that a drug too? Can I ask you a question? Your last name is Rogane. Is that Spanish? It sounds like it's Dutch or German. No, this was back when we had sponsors. I changed my last name because we were sponsored by Rogaine. The hair product for men. Yeah, well, that explains why you have such a thick, black, delicious head of hair on you. Man, you must really be hungry. Yeah, but the diet's working. I'm hungry and slightly intoxicated with plant matter, but I've dropped a few, as you can see. Yeah, I guess so. You look a little thinner. Yeah. So, do you know what diet I'm on? You're on a diet too, Jose? Yeah, I'm on a 16-day fast, and after that, I eat as many donuts as possible. And they prove it with lab mice. They say you will lose 100. They say not only will you lose 10 pounds, but your head will grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Jaime, look up the article. We found it the other day. Jaime, look up look at the screen behind you. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, I can see it. Oh, wow, it does work, according to the internet. So congratulations on your podcast, too. This is incredible. You're the number one English-speaking podcast in Mexico, period. Yeah, actually, we're the first podcast ever. You're the first Is that true? Yeah, according to the internet. Well, there's so much information on the internet. Some of it's got to be true, and that's probably some of the true
stuff
on the internet. Yeah, man. Look it up. Jaime, put it on the screen. Just look at the screen behind you. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's so big. It's so bright. It's like a window to heaven opening up before me. And there's so many bright colors. How much of that cactus did you eat? I ate a lot. And I ate all the pretty flowers on it. It's just part of my diet, Jaime. Jose.
Well, that was that show, the Jose Rogane Experience. Thanks to Jose, what a great time I had down there in Mexico, and I told him I invited him on this show anytime, and so I look forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take a break pretty soon. We're going to talk to an incel. Now, what's an incel? Now, this is what I'm talking about. People that stay inside all the time. They go online. They live online, and they see the world through the lens of their magic boxes, their tablets, their PCs, their smartphones. And they don't get outside. They don't congregate with people, especially people of the opposite sex, for reasons we'll get into in the interview. Really interesting. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back. You're listening to The Bell Howard Show, and I'm in an elevator. No, I'm not stuck. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to beat the technocrats. All right, on the phone now is Dusty the Clown. He's on the phone right now, and he's going to talk to me about incels and a segment of incels that people really don't talk about, clowns. I guess there's a lot of them, and he's written a book called Incel Clown Posse. Here he is, Dusty the Clown. Dusty, are you there?
Hello, Bell.
good to be here on your show.
Thanks for coming on, Dusty. Well, let's start with incels. I mean, did you choose this, or was this just something you discovered on your own through self-isolation and self-pity?
Well, I always felt sorry for myself, and I guess I just stayed home a really long time. And I went online, and I found lots of people like me, people who hated women and wanted to get revenge on them.
Now, hold on a second. Now, you said you hate women. Why? Where does that come from?
I don't really hate women. I just think they're disgusting, and that they look at me, they want to kill me. So I wish death upon them too.
All right, Dusty. Well, those are pretty harsh words, and kind of disturbing to hear them come from the red and white painted face of a clown. I mean, aren't clowns supposed to be happy? I mean, aren't you supposed to spread happiness?
In the early 90s, someone doxed Ronald McDonald, and that was sort of the beginning of the end for clowns. They saw us all as disturbing pedophiles who were sort of related to disgusting and vicious carny folk. But we lost all respect and love for our profession, thanks to people like John Wayne Gacy and the clown from It.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't a good... it definitely damaged your reputation. Yeah, I remember when Ronald McDonald got doxxed, and Grimace, too. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, they got Grimace as well. And the Hamburglar. Everybody just went down in a blaze of glory. And now we're relegated to online chat rooms. And that's why I started the Incel Clown Posse.
So, real quick, I mean, for people who don't know what incels are, I mean, you stay home and you basically live online, and that's it. And you don't congregate with the opposite sex. I mean, you don't go out to bars or to I don't know, wherever you go, circus after circus parties and pick up clown chicks. Is that right?
That's right. We've pretty much given up on women, 'cause we're just a bunch of silly old clowns.
Well, I mean, don't say that. I don't know why you've given up. I mean, why don't you get back out there? Give it a chance. I mean, if you stay inside, don't you think that's detrimental to your health and also your income? How do you make a living?
Well, being a moderator of a toxic chat room has some monetary benefits.
Oh, really? So people pay to...
Yes, and we sell merch. Lots of merch. Lots of silly old clown merch.
Lots of silly old clown merch. Well, maybe I'll have to get a T-shirt or something.
Or pins. Lots of pins. And buttons. We love big red buttons.
I don't know why ladies wouldn't find you attractive. I mean, some ladies are into clowns, particularly ladies from San Francisco.
That's the rumor. But as you know, it's so expensive to live in the Bay Area these days because of big tech.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You are fueling big tech. I mean, they're trying to take over the world, and here you are inside your home just farting around. And why don't you get out there? I mean, this is what they want. They want you to stay inside. And so you give their platforms relevance, and you got to rebel against that. You got to rage against the machine, buddy.
Well, I never thought about it that way. Maybe I should get some friends together, but I don't know. I'll just draw my curtains and go into my chat rooms and turn on my VPN so nobody discovers my IP address.
Yeah, I just can't understand. Like, why don't you get out there? Ladies would love you. And you know what? Maybe you need to revamp sort of the clown image. Make a cool clown.
The Joker's kind of cool. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, I saw that movie, but it was kind of depressing, actually.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess there aren't any cool clowns.
Well, maybe there are. Maybe you got to start that trend.
Okay.
I'll do my best, Belle.
All right, Dusty. Well, God, I mean, keep clowning and get out there and start a march or something. I don't know. Start clowning around. Go out there and goof someone. Spoof them. Give them a goose. Up the caboose.
That'll get me arrested again.
All right, Dusty. Well, take care, and I'll talk to you, and
Or you might see me on the evening news. Nobody suspects the silly old clown.
thanks, Dusty. You know, I mean, he sounds like a nice guy. I don't know why he can't get a date. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And special thanks to Jose Rogane and Dusty the Clown for making this show possible. And remember, folks, stay strong, as Grandma Ackerman said, stay strong. And if you're on the YouTubes, then remember to subscribe to the channel. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Remember, folks, stay safe, stay sane, and stay free. Bye now.